In the boundless expanse of the universe, stars flicker like the dreams of civilizations sprawled across the fabric of reality. Each glowing orb represents not just a celestial body, but a world rich with its unique inhabitants, histories, and legacies. Some planets gleamed with the sheen of technological advancement, their societies evolving into complex interstellar empires, while others remained shrouded in mystery, home to primitive cultures clinging to the echoes of their past. These civilizations varied widely, each a testament to the multitude of ways life could flourish. On one end of the spectrum lay the Etherians, ethereal beings of pure energy, capable of traversing the cosmos in moments, their thoughts and emotions rippling through the quantum fabric of existence. Their advanced understanding of physics rendered them near immortal, viewing time not as a linear progression but as a vast landscape to explore. They were the sages of the universe, revered for their wisdom, yet often seen as distant and detached from the physical world. In stark contrast, the Brachari, a race of towering, reptilian warriors, thrived in the harsh volcanic environments of their homeworld, Draccara. Their society, forged in the fires of constant strife, emphasized strength and honor, leading to a culture steeped in traditions of combat and resilience. They had little patience for the more cerebral civilizations, preferring direct action to debate, their war drums echoing across the galaxy like a heartbeat of raw determination. Meanwhile, the serene, aquatic Zelthians inhabited the depths of their oceanic world, nurturing a society built on harmony with nature and an intricate understanding of bioengineering. They wielded the ability to manipulate marine life and ecosystems, creating vibrant underwater cities that pulsed with life. Their emphasis on peace and symbiosis stood in stark contrast to the Etherians and Brachari, showcasing yet another facet of the galaxy's diversity. Yet, amidst these advanced societies, the humans of Earth were often viewed through a lens of confusion and derision. To the denizens of the galaxy, humans were an enigma, young and seemingly primitive. They hailed from a death world defined by relentless challenges. Earth was a planet where survival was not a guarantee but a constant battle against nature's most ferocious elements. With its unpredictable climates, vast oceans, and formidable predators, it was a crucible that tempered human spirit and resilience. The Galactic Council, a body formed to maintain order and facilitate cooperation among the various species, held a mix of curiosity and disdain for humanity. During the council meetings, their representatives often dismissed humans as naive, prone to emotion over reason, and ill-equipped to navigate the complexities of galactic politics. They viewed Earth as a quaint anomaly, a mere speck in the grand tapestry of civilization. As the council convened on Zalthar Station, the galaxy's most prominent hub for trade and diplomacy, the air crackled with tension. Delegates from across the cosmos gathered in a grand assembly hall adorned with shimmering holographic displays of their home worlds. The meeting was charged with discussions about humanity's increasing visibility and the potential threats posed by their burgeoning ambition. As various alien species took their seats, the conversation began to flow, punctuated by the flicker of digital displays showcasing humanity's latest technological advancements. Some representatives pointed out humanity's recent achievements in space exploration, while others argued that such feats were merely flukes, products of luck rather than any inherent superiority. "There's no denying they have spirit," muttered a Brachari general, his voice low and rumbling like distant thunder. "But what is spirit without the power to back it? They are children playing with fire, unaware of the danger they invoke." "Their tenacity cannot be overlooked," countered an Etherian delegate, their form shifting subtly as they spoke. "It is this very resilience that makes them unpredictable. We must tread carefully. The more we underestimate them, the more dangerous they become." As discussions continued, it became evident that humanity's reputation was not solely a matter of intelligence or technology, but rather the embodiment of resilience, a quality that flourished in the harshest of environments. Earth's many challenges had crafted a species capable of adapting to adversity, a trait that would soon be put to the test in ways the galaxy had yet to imagine. Unbeknownst to the delegates, a pivotal moment in history was on the horizon. As the Council prepared to address the impending negotiations with humanity, it was clear that the fate of interspecies relations lay not just in diplomatic maneuvers but in the profound lessons of resilience that humans would soon reveal to the universe. The humming of Zalthar Station reverberated through its sprawling corridors, a blend of alien dialects and the faint whir of advanced technology creating a symphony of interstellar collaboration. As one of the most renowned hubs for scientific exchange and trade among the galaxy's elite, the station buzzed with activity, bustling with delegates from a multitude of civilizations. Merchants hawked their exotic wares, scholars engaged in fervent discussions, and diplomats navigated the intricate web of negotiations that kept the fragile peace. Amidst this vibrant tapestry of life, Alexandra Rodriguez stepped off the sleek, silver transport that had brought her from Earth. She paused for a moment, taking in the spectacle before her. The station's architecture was a marvel, with organic shapes that mirrored the fluidity of the cosmos, and walls lined with holographic displays showcasing distant worlds and their unique cultures. Brightly colored banners adorned the corridors, each representing different alien factions, their symbols swirling in patterns that hinted at the intricacies of their beliefs and values. Alexandra adjusted the collar of her diplomatic uniform, designed to reflect humanity's pride and resilience. The fabric shimmered with an iridescent hue, a subtle nod to the colors of Earth's oceans, and as she moved, it seemed to catch the light, symbolizing the hopeful spirit of her people. She had always been proud of her heritage, a mix of cultures that defined humanity's diversity. Now, she felt a sense of purpose surge through her as she prepared to represent Earth at such a pivotal moment in history. Stepping into the main hall, Alexandra felt the weight of the gazes directed her way. She was acutely aware of the aliens observing her tall, slender figures of the Lyrians with their luminous skin, the burly, scaled forms of the Bracari, and the shimmering, almost translucent Etherians. Many looked at her with skepticism. She could sense the thinly veiled amusement in their expressions, a subtle smirk or raised brow signaling their doubts about her capabilities. To them, she was a curious oddity, a small creature from a world they viewed as dangerous and chaotic. Despite the doubts swirling around her, Alexandra exuded confidence. With each step toward the central podium, she held her head high, her heart racing in her chest but her demeanor calm and collected. She knew that her mission to secure a research alliance for humanity was of paramount importance. Access to advanced technologies could revolutionize life on Earth, opening doors to solutions for climate change, disease, and energy crises. Yet she also understood the immense challenge of overcoming the entrenched prejudices against her kind. As she approached the podium, the chamber fell silent. She could feel the weight of expectation pressing down, an electric tension in the air as delegates leaned forward, their eyes fixed on her. Alexandra took a deep breath, grounding herself in the moment. She had prepared for this, she had trained for years, studied alien cultures, and understood the intricacies of diplomacy. Now was her time to shine. Honorable delegates of the Galactic Council, she began, her voice steady and clear, I stand before you today as a representative of humanity, a species forged in the crucible of adversity and resilience. She paused, scanning the room, allowing her words to sink in. We come not only to share our knowledge and technology, but also to learn from you to grow together in a partnership that transcends our differences. Her opening statement was met with a mixed response. Some delegates exchanged skeptical glances, while others appeared intrigued, leaning in slightly as she continued. Humanity's journey has been one of survival against the odds. We've navigated environments that would be inhospitable to most, adapted to challenges that have threatened our very existence. This resilience is not a sign of weakness but of strength. As Alexandra spoke, she noticed the Etherians whispering among themselves, their expressions shifting from indifference to curiosity. The Bracari general, who had previously rolled his eyes at her presence, now regarded her with a flicker of interest. Encouraged, she pressed on, detailing humanity's advancements in technology, medicine, and science, interspersing anecdotes of Earth's history that illustrated their capacity for growth. But even as she spoke, an undercurrent of tension loomed over the proceedings. The Thraxian Emperor, a figure of immense power and influence in the council, sat in his ornate throne at the back of the chamber, his expression inscrutable. Alexandra could feel his gaze weighing upon her, a predator watching its prey. She had heard whispers of his disdain for humanity, and the thought sent a chill down her spine. "Your knowledge could be invaluable to us," she continued, her voice gaining strength. "Imagine a future where our technologies can complement one another, where our cultures can intertwine. We can achieve greatness together, but it requires trust and open dialogue." As she concluded her speech, a palpable silence enveloped the room. For a moment, Alexandra felt a rush of uncertainty. Had she made an impact, or had she merely fallen into the trap of alien condescension? The delegates exchanged furtive glances, their reactions masked behind diplomatic facades. Finally, a delegate from the Zelthian species broke the silence, her voice melodic yet firm. "Your words hold merit, Earthling. But how do we know that you will not repeat the mistakes of the past? How can we trust that your kind will not pursue conflict in the name of progress?" Alexandra nodded, anticipating such concerns. "Trust must be earned, and I stand here willing to prove that humanity seeks cooperation, not conflict. We have faced our share of turmoil, but it has taught us the value of collaboration." Her answer sparked a flurry of discussion among the delegates, each weighing the implications of her words. Yet, before the council could fully engage, the Thraxian Emperor stood, his voice cutting through the murmur like a blade. "We shall see how long your resolve lasts, human. It is easy to speak of peace, but the galaxy is rife with dangers." Alexandra's heart raced as she locked eyes with the Emperor, recognizing the challenge hidden in his words. The moment felt charged with potential, both a threat and an opportunity. The stakes were higher than ever, and her mission hinged on more than just diplomacy. It required resilience, the very essence of humanity. As discussions resumed and the council began to deliberate, Alexandra felt a sense of determination settle over her. She had come to Zalthar Station to change the narrative surrounding her people, and she would not allow the underestimation of humanity to deter her. With the weight of her mission resting heavily on her shoulders, Alexandra knew she had to prove that humanity's greatest weapon was not just their tenacity, but their capacity to adapt, to rise, and to survive against all odds. Little did she know that her resolve would soon be tested in unimaginable ways, setting the stage for a confrontation that would challenge the very foundations of what the galaxy believed about her species. The discussions in the council chamber continued, weaving through topics of technology, diplomacy, and the future of interspecies relations. Alexandra felt a growing sense of urgency as she watched the delegates exchange opinions and concerns, their attention divided between her mission and the political landscape of the galaxy. It was a precarious moment, one where humanity's place in the cosmos hung in the balance. Little did she know that danger lurked just beyond the shimmering walls of diplomacy. In a dimly lit corner of the vast station, a shadowy figure watched with keen interest. Lord Calthar, a powerful adversary and member of the Lithari Syndicate, felt a simmering rage as he observed the assembly. The Lithari were known for their ruthless business practices and their unwavering ambition to control interstellar trade routes. As humanity's influence grew, so did the threat to his empire. Calthar's reputation for cunning and brutality preceded him. He had made a name by playing the long game, often using subterfuge and manipulation to eliminate those who dared to challenge his power. With a sharp glint in his eye, he formulated a plan to rid himself of the human ambassador and send a message to the rest of the council: humanity was not to be trifled with. Across the station, rumors of Alexandra's speech had begun to circulate, reaching the ears of curious spectators and influential leaders alike. Her resilience had already piqued the interest of some, while others, like Calthar, saw her as a direct threat to their interests. The Lithari had recently developed a new weapon, one that could disrupt molecular structures at an unprecedented level. Known as the Molecular Disruptor, it was a cutting-edge piece of technology, feared and revered across the galaxy. The weapon was capable of obliterating matter on a molecular scale, making it the most powerful weapon the galaxy had ever seen. In Calther's mind, using this weapon against Alexandra would not only eliminate a potential rival but would also serve as a demonstration of humanity's limitations. As the council meeting approached its peak, the atmosphere thickened with anticipation and unease. Calther initiated the activation sequence for the molecular disruptor, a device housed in a concealed chamber beneath the station. The weapon's ominous hum resonated softly, reverberating through the walls as Calther prepared to unleash its terrifying power. "Time to teach them a lesson," he muttered, a sinister smile creeping across his face. With the flick of a switch, he sent a command to the disruptor, activating it and aligning its focus on Alexandra, who remained blissfully unaware of the impending danger. The council chamber, with its grand architecture and glowing displays, was suddenly enveloped in an eerie hush. It was as if the very air had thickened, an unsettling quiet falling over the gathering. Alexandra sensed the shift, her instincts heightening as she caught the gaze of the Thraxian emperor. He seemed distracted, peering past her into the ether as if he could sense something ominous approaching. Then, without warning, the molecular disruptor activated. A brilliant beam of shimmering energy shot forth, piercing the chamber's ambient light. It enveloped Alexandra in a dazzling field of vibrational energy, creating a swirling vortex that crackled with raw power. The delegates gasped collectively, their expressions shifting from curiosity to horror as they witnessed the unthinkable: a human caught in the crosshairs of a weapon designed to disassemble matter at its very foundation. As the deadly energy field pulsated around her, Alexandra felt an odd sensation wash over her. Instead of the expected agony or fear, a warm, almost comforting energy enveloped her. The disruptor, designed to disintegrate, began to resonate at frequencies that oddly aligned with her own body's molecular structure. Rather than tearing her apart, the disruptor's vibrations transformed into a soothing rhythm, akin to a gentle massage coursing through her very being. "What is happening?" she murmured to herself, initially confused but gradually finding a strange sense of calm amidst the chaos. Her muscles, typically taut from the stresses of negotiation and diplomacy, began to relax under the influence of the field. The warmth spread through her limbs, and she found herself stretching unconsciously, her body responding to the bizarre sensation. The chamber erupted into a cacophony of gasps, whispers, and frantic murmurs as delegates struggled to comprehend the unfolding anomaly. Is she unharmed?" A voice trembled from the crowd, disbelief lacing its tone. "Impossible!" another delegate exclaimed, their face pale. "The molecular disruptor is designed to obliterate. No organism should survive its effects." With every passing moment, Alexandra began to feel invigorated. Instead of succumbing to the weapon's supposed power, she felt a surge of energy flow through her, awakening her senses. She looked around, her mind racing, as she took in the horrified faces of her alien counterparts. Then, with an almost playful grin, she stretched her arms wide, embracing the bizarre situation. "You know," she called out to the room, her voice brimming with unexpected levity, "this is surprisingly refreshing. It's like a spa day, but on a cosmic level." The room fell silent, the shock of her reaction hanging heavily in the air. Some delegates were frozen in disbelief, while others were visibly aghast. A few of the more fragile alien species fainted at the sight of the impossible. Here was a human standing defiantly in the face of a weapon meant to represent the pinnacle of alien technology, reveling in what should have been her demise. As Alexandra's words echoed throughout the chamber, the reality of the situation began to sink in. The molecular disruptor, a weapon that had struck fear into the hearts of countless civilizations, had not only failed to disintegrate her but had unwittingly turned into a source of rejuvenation. In that instant, the perceptions of humanity began to shift. What was once seen as a primitive race struggling to find its footing in a vast galaxy was now viewed through a new lens, one of awe and bewilderment. The whispers of fear spread like wildfire among the alien delegates, a palpable tension hanging in the air. "Gather the data," a scientist shouted, fumbling with his instruments in a frantic attempt to analyze the anomaly unfolding before them. "We must understand what's happening." But Alexandra, now fully embracing her unusual circumstances, laughed lightly. "Honestly, I'd love to help, but I'm just as curious as you are." "This is all rather delightful," she declared, her voice buoyant. The room erupted into chaos, with delegates rushing to gather data, while others stood rooted in place, grappling with the implications of her resilience. As the molecular disruptor continued to hum and pulse around her, Alexandra realized that she was not merely surviving, she was thriving in the face of adversity. The aliens in the council chamber, with their advanced technologies and intricate understandings of the universe, were witnessing something they had never anticipated: a demonstration of humanity's most potent weapon, resilience. Little did they know, this unexpected incident would send ripples throughout the galaxy, challenging long-held beliefs and altering the course of interspecies relations. Alexandra had turned a moment of potential disaster into an opportunity for dialogue and discovery, one that would force the galaxy to reconsider its assumptions about the enigmatic species known as humans. As the molecular disruptor hummed and throbbed around her, Alexandra Rodriguez reveled in the unexpected sensations coursing through her body. Instead of feeling the crippling agony that the weapon was designed to inflict, she experienced a cascade of warmth that seemed to penetrate her very cells, a sensation so soothing that it felt as though she had stepped into a luxurious spa. The delegates in the council chamber could only stare in stunned disbelief, their minds racing to process the sheer absurdity of the situation unfolding before them. Alexandra had always been one to approach challenges with humor and resilience, and this was no exception. With her arms outstretched and a smirk playing at the corners of her lips, she began to sway gently, embracing the rhythmic pulsing of the energy field. "Oh, I could get used to this," she exclaimed, her voice ringing out with an unexpected lightness. "Forget all those fancy spa retreats back on Earth, this is the real deal." The reaction in the chamber was immediate and chaotic. Gasps echoed off the shimmering walls, with a few delegates stumbling back, nearly falling over themselves in shock. Eyes widened, and several alien delegates clutched their heads in confusion, while others frantically adjusted their devices to record the phenomenon for further analysis. Their disbelief morphed into a mixture of horror and fascination, and a murmur of whispers swept through the room. "Is she insane?" a Zelthian delegate exclaimed, his expression a mix of incredulity and fear. "How can she remain unharmed? This defies all known principles of physics." Another added, shaking her head as if trying to clear a fog of disbelief. "The molecular disruptor is meant to dismantle any structure at the subatomic level. She should be gone." Alexandra, sensing the turmoil her reaction had incited, chuckled softly to herself. It felt oddly liberating to transform such a dire situation into a moment of levity. "I must admit," she called out to the assembly, her tone playful, "this could be the start of a new trend. Who knew that intergalactic diplomacy could come with such unexpected perks?" She continued to stretch and twist, luxuriating in the feeling of the energy waves dancing across her skin. With each pulse, the tension in her body melted away, and the warmth settled in her muscles, loosening them in a way that felt like a profound release. It was surreal. This weapon, designed to invoke fear and destruction, had instead become a source of comfort, a cosmic massage that brought forth an almost euphoric sensation. Alexandra's laughter rang through the chamber, infectious in its spontaneity. "I could do this all day. What do you think?" She winked playfully at the gathered delegates, her confidence buoyed by the absurdity of her situation. For a moment, she forgot the gravity of her mission and the potential danger that still loomed over her. In her mind, she transformed the council chamber into a serene escape, a sanctuary filled with calming aromas and gentle music, where tensions dissipated in the air like vapor. Yet, in the depths of the chamber, as her playful comments drew a mix of confusion and admiration, Lord Calthor seethed with anger. The plan he had meticulously crafted to demonstrate humanity's inferiority was crumbling before him. This unexpected turn of events left him feeling exposed, his carefully orchestrated plot unraveling in the light of Alexandra's unfathomable resilience. "What is she doing?" Calther growled under his breath, his fingers curling into fists. The humor and joy radiating from Alexandra were not just disarming, they were a direct affront to his authority and the narrative he wished to propagate. He had sought to eradicate the growing reputation of humanity, but now she was turning it into something spectacular, something that could shift the very foundations of their galactic standing. In a desperate attempt to regain control of the situation, Calther motioned to his subordinates to prepare for a second activation of the disruptor, but his orders were drowned out by the rising chaos. The other delegates were no longer concerned with their previous assumptions. Instead, they were captivated by Alexandra's unabashed acceptance of her circumstances. The room was divided. Some were fearful, while others began to see her as a beacon of hope and strength. Meanwhile, Alexandra continued her playful display. "Perhaps I should offer a demonstration," she called out, turning to face the delegates more fully. "Imagine the possibilities if we harnessed this technology for relaxation rather than destruction. A molecular disruptor for stress relief? Now that would make waves." The absurdity of her suggestion hung in the air, eliciting laughter from a few of the more open-minded delegates. It was a small crack in the icy demeanor that had dominated the council chamber, a flicker of understanding igniting amid the tension. They had entered this meeting with preconceived notions of superiority, only to have them shattered by a single, defiant human who had not only survived but thrived in the face of a weapon that was meant to annihilate her. Alexandra's presence began to shift the narrative surrounding humanity. No longer just a primitive species from a death world, she stood as a testament to resilience and adaptability, qualities that were slowly being recognized by those who once dismissed her kind. It dawned on some of the delegates that humanity's capacity for survival was not merely a biological trait, it was an embodiment of their spirit, one that could adapt even the most hostile conditions into opportunities for growth and understanding. As the initial shock began to wear off, the atmosphere in the chamber slowly transformed. Conversations ignited around the idea of human resilience. "What other surprises do these Deathworlders hold?" one delegate whispered to another, their eyes wide with curiosity. This could change everything. Lord Calther's frustration mounted as he listened to the shifting tides. The admiration directed toward Alexandra was a threat he had not anticipated, one that could undermine his authority and influence among the council members. Desperation clawed at him as he realized he needed to act quickly. But Alexandra, fully immersed in her spa day transformation, remained blissfully unaware of the growing animosity in the room. Instead, she continued to engage with the aliens, her laughter ringing out like music, coaxing a sense of unity among the gathered beings. "I must say, if this is what our negotiations lead to, I'm all in." Who knew diplomacy could feel so rejuvenating? And as her laughter filled the air, the delegates slowly began to share in her amusement, even as the implications of what they were witnessing began to settle into their minds. The molecular disruptor incident would not only define Alexandra's place in this moment but would resonate throughout the galaxy, marking a turning point in how humanity was perceived, a testament to their strength, resilience, and the indomitable spirit that refused to be broken, even in the face of the impossible. In the depths of chaos, Alexandra Rodriguez had unwittingly transformed a moment of potential catastrophe into a celebration of life, resilience, and hope, forever altering the course of humanity's legacy among the stars. The chamber was alive with a cacophony of voices as delegates rushed to process the monumental event they had just witnessed. The molecular disruptor, an instrument of fear and destruction, had failed spectacularly in its intended purpose, leaving Alexandra Rodriguez not only unharmed but revitalized. As murmurs of confusion and awe rippled through the assembly, the gravity of what had transpired began to set in. "Gather the data," shouted a Kralexian scientist, his slender antennae twitching nervously as he adjusted his scanning device. "We need to analyze this phenomenon immediately." Delegates from various species hurried to compile footage and readings from the disruptor's activation. The holographic displays flickered with images of Alexandra suspended in the energy field, her expression relaxed and even playful. The disconnect between her experience and the expected outcome of the disruptor was so profound that it sent shockwaves through the minds of those present. Did we miscalculate? One delegate whispered, their voice barely audible over the rising din. How could a human survive a weapon engineered to dismantle any matter? This defies the very laws we've studied for centuries. The council chamber erupted in frantic discussions as delegates struggled to reconcile what they had seen with their established understanding of biology, physics, and the fundamental principles of energy. Many had entered the meeting with a firmly entrenched belief in the superiority of their technologies and their species. Now, faced with the unthinkable, those beliefs were crumbling, exposing the fragility of their convictions.
In a dark, echoing hallway of an alien academy, a group of towering aliens surrounded a small human girl named Ava. To them, she looked weak, out of place, a perfect target. They mocked her, shoved her, and laughed as if she was helpless. But what they didn't know was that Eva wasn't just any human. She was an undercover agent with powers they couldn't fathom. As their taunts grew louder, Eva's eyes glinted with an unnatural light. Suddenly, the walls shook and energy surged from her fingertips. She raised her hand and the aliens were frozen in place, their smirks wiped off in shock. With a calm but commanding voice, she said, "You have no idea who you're dealing with." Eva's true identity, humanity's top intergalactic strategist, was revealed. Within moments, she turned their entire system against them, dismantling their plans, leaving them powerless. The alien bullies watched in horror as their lives crumbled, learning never to underestimate a human.
As scientists rushed to gather evidence, a Thraxian diplomat with vibrant plumage stood up, his voice booming above the noise. This cannot be dismissed as mere luck or coincidence. We have long held that the molecular disruptor is infallible, yet here we are, confronted with the impossible. We must reconsider our assumptions about humanity. His words hung in the air, prompting a wave of nods and murmurs of agreement from across the chamber. The implications of Alexandra's survival were staggering. If a human could withstand the might of the molecular disruptor, what else might they endure? What other mysteries lay hidden within the depths of humanity's adaptability? The Kralexian scientist, his features pale and twitching with excitement, chimed in. Indeed, we have observed humans survive in environments that should be lethal. If they can withstand such extremes, what does this mean for our understanding of biological resilience? Perhaps their evolution is driven by factors we have not yet considered. Another delegate, a towering figure with an array of eyes and limbs, interjected. But it's not just about survival. This behavior, the way she embraced the disruptor's field, it's as if she has adapted to it. We must investigate the biochemical processes at play. There may be secrets in their biology that could change our understanding of life itself. A ripple of fear and curiosity spread through the crowd. The alien races had built their civilizations upon centuries of knowledge and experience, yet here they stood, faced with the terrifying realization that their understanding was limited, perhaps even fundamentally flawed. As delegates debated the implications of Alexandra's resilience, conversations turned from skepticism to genuine curiosity and respect for humanity. Among the delegates, a Shiriak, known for their philosophical inclinations, pondered aloud, could it be that we have underestimated the potential of less advanced species? Perhaps our superiority complex has clouded our judgment. Humanity has adapted to survive on a planet filled with dangers we can scarcely imagine. Isn't it time we recognize their strength rather than dismiss them? This sentiment resonated deeply within the assembly. The gathering that had begun with a dismissive view of humans was transforming into a think tank eager to explore the uncharted territories of human biology and resilience. The idea that humanity might hold hidden advantages was exhilarating, igniting a passion for discovery. As discussions continued, word of Alexandra's incident spread beyond the council chamber. Messages were sent to scientists and military leaders across the galaxy, each eager to understand the implications of her survival. The footage of her playful reaction circulated quickly, becoming a focal point for discussions on resilience and adaptability, igniting interest in the potential alliances with humanity. In hushed corners of the station, leaders of various factions whispered among themselves. If humanity possesses such capabilities, what are the implications for our plans to subjugate them? This isn't merely a diplomatic failure, it's a potential threat to our very existence, one leader warned, his brow furrowed with concern. Others countered, or it could be a tremendous opportunity. If we collaborate with them, we might unlock technologies or philosophies that could benefit us all. What if they have insights that could elevate our species? In the wake of Alexandra's unexpected transformation, the council chamber became a crucible of new ideas. Delegates from different species approached the situation from diverse angles. Some sought to analyze and replicate what had occurred, while others were inspired to reconsider their long-held views. For the first time, humanity was no longer seen as a primitive race, but as a potential partner in navigating the complexities of the universe. Meanwhile, Alexandra, still basking in the after-effects of her spa day, felt an unexpected surge of empowerment. She had unintentionally catalyzed a seismic shift in perception, a moment where laughter and resilience had woven a thread of connection between disparate civilizations. The delegates were no longer mere spectators. They were participants in a shared experience that transcended species. As the council resumed its discussions, Alexandra spoke up, her voice steady and confident. I understand this may challenge everything you know, but that's precisely the beauty of collaboration. We can learn from one another, explore our strengths and weaknesses, and grow together in ways we haven't yet imagined. Her words struck a chord, resonating with the alien leaders who had once viewed her with disdain. They began to see the value of aligning with humanity, not only for their technological prowess, but for the cultural insights that resilience fostered. The ancient fear that had governed their interactions slowly began to give way to respect and curiosity. By the time the meeting concluded, the atmosphere had shifted dramatically. The once hostile council had transformed into a forum of cooperation, eager to embrace the complexity and wonder of life, especially that of the humans they had once dismissed so lightly. As they prepared to draft new treaties and alliances, the delegates understood that the future would no longer be defined by superiority or dominance. Instead, it would be shaped by a shared understanding of resilience, adaptability, and the rich tapestry of life that bound them together across the stars. Alexandra's encounter with the molecular disruptor would go down in history, not merely as a tale of survival, but as a pivotal moment that forced the galaxy to confront its assumptions and opened doors to a future of collaboration, one where humanity's strength would no longer be underestimated, but celebrated as a crucial component of a united galaxy. As the discussions in the council chamber began to settle into a more constructive dialogue, Alexandra Rodriguez seized the opportunity to share insights about humanity's unique attributes that had sparked such awe and disbelief among the delegates. Standing confidently before the assembly, she felt a surge of determination. This was her moment to articulate the essence of what it meant to be human in a galaxy brimming with advanced civilizations that often overlooked her kind. Thank you for your patience, everyone, she began, her voice echoing through the chamber as the delegates turned their attention to her. I understand that what you witnessed today was nothing short of extraordinary, and I am here to explain the underlying principles of human resilience and adaptability. The audience, a mix of skepticism and intrigue, leaned in closer, eager to grasp the knowledge that Alexandra was about to unveil. With a flick of her wrist, she activated a holographic display that showcased vivid images of Earth's diverse ecosystems, towering mountains, vast oceans, dense forests, and arid deserts. Our home planet, Earth, is often described as a death world due to the extreme conditions we've evolved to survive, she explained. These environments are not just harsh, they are unforgiving. Yet humanity has not only survived, we have thrived. As she spoke, Images flickered across the display, illustrating how human beings have adapted to various challenges throughout history. She showcased the resilience of individuals who had braved the elements, from the explorers who had ventured into icy tundras to the survivors of natural disasters who rebuilt their lives from the ashes. Each slide was a testament to the spirit of humanity, their capacity to learn, innovate, and rise from adversity. Take, for example, the polar explorers, she continued, her passion igniting the air around her. They faced blizzards, freezing temperatures, and isolation, yet they adapted by developing strategies and technologies that allowed them to navigate the most inhospitable environments on Earth. They did not yield to the conditions. Instead, they learned to harness them. The delegates nodded in understanding, some furrowing their brows as they began to comprehend the depth of humanity's resourcefulness. Alexandra could see the gears turning in their minds, the initial shock of the molecular disruptor incident gradually transforming into a curiosity about the nature of humanity itself. "We are hardwired for survival," she elaborated, her voice steady and compelling. "When faced with life-threatening situations, our bodies respond in remarkable ways. Our adrenal systems activate, providing bursts of energy and focus that can drive us to accomplish extraordinary feats. This is a reflection of our evolutionary history, where those who could adapt were the ones who survived to pass on their genes." The assembly was captivated, their eyes wide as Alexandra painted a picture of humanity as a species defined not by a single narrative, but by a multitude of experiences, each contributing to their ability to adapt and endure. She highlighted the biological advantages humans possessed, from the capacity to withstand extreme temperatures to the ability to heal rapidly from injuries. Each detail further dismantled the preconceived notions that had long defined their view of Earthlings. Moreover, she continued, our adaptability extends beyond the physical realm. Humans have an incredible capacity for emotional and psychological resilience. We can overcome trauma and loss, learn from our mistakes, and grow stronger in the process. It is this indomitable spirit that allows us to face challenges head-on, often transforming them into opportunities for growth. As she spoke, Alexandra sensed a shift in the room. The initial skepticism among the delegates had been replaced by a burgeoning respect as they began to recognize the multifaceted nature of humanity. The mere idea that they had underestimated a species capable of such profound resilience was sobering. "What you witnessed with the molecular disruptor is a culmination of these traits," she explained, her gaze steady. "While it was designed to dismantle matter, it could not account for the complexities of human biology. Our cells possess an extraordinary ability to adapt, to shift under pressure, and to transform adversity into strength. In many ways, we embody the very essence of resilience." The room hummed with murmurs of agreement as various delegates began to interject with their own reflections. A Meferic scientist, known for their sharp intellect, stood to voice their thoughts. If humanity is capable of adapting to conditions that defy our understanding, what else might they teach us? This has implications far beyond mere survival. It challenges our approaches to biology and technology. "Yes," chimed in a delegate from the Sithorian Alliance, their smooth, reflective skin shimmering under the chamber lights. "If we are to truly understand and collaborate with humanity, we must embrace this adaptability as a strength, not a liability. There is potential here for all of us." Alexandra felt a surge of hope as she witnessed the delegates engaging with one another, their discussions shifting toward the possibilities that lay ahead. No longer was the focus solely on humanity's limitations. Instead, there was a growing recognition of the value that their resilience could bring to the galaxy. "Imagine the advancements we could achieve together," she proposed, her enthusiasm palpable. "What if we explored the intersection of our technologies and biological insights? The potential is limitless. We could develop new systems to address challenges we all face, climate change, food scarcity, health crises, by leveraging the unique strengths of both our species." The atmosphere in the chamber grew electric with anticipation. Delegates began to propose ideas and possibilities for research partnerships, eager to delve into the depths of human adaptability and resilience. The once stifling air of suspicion and disdain had morphed into an invigorating sense of camaraderie and shared purpose. Perhaps the future of the galaxy lies not in superiority or dominance, but in collaboration and mutual respect, Alexandra concluded, her voice resonating with conviction. We all have something to learn from one another. Humanity's story is one of survival against the odds, and it is this spirit that we wish to share with you. As she finished her address, applause erupted from the assembly, a wave of appreciation for the perspective she had shared. Delegates exchanged glances filled with newfound respect, their minds racing with possibilities for the future. The conversation had transformed into a powerful dialogue about cooperation, understanding, and the celebration of life in all its diverse forms. In that moment, Alexandra knew they had reached a critical juncture. The galaxy would no longer view humanity as a primitive race to be pitied or controlled. They would be seen as allies, partners in a collective journey toward progress and understanding. With each passing moment, the reputation of humanity was being redefined, not just as survivors, but as invaluable contributors to the tapestry of life across the stars. The realization settled over the assembly like a warm blanket, binding them together in a newfound resolve. It was a beginning, one where the hidden advantages of humanity's resilience and adaptability would lead to collaborative efforts that could reshape the very fabric of interstellar relations. The future, once shrouded in uncertainty, now glimmered with the promise of hope and cooperation, a future where the strengths of every species, including humanity's remarkable spirit, could be celebrated and utilized for the betterment of all. The atmosphere in the council chamber buzzed with a palpable energy as delegates mulled over Alexandra's insights into humanity's resilience and adaptability. No longer were they merely spectators to a bizarre event. They were participants in a profound transformation of interstellar diplomacy. The shockwaves caused by Alexandra's miraculous encounter with the molecular disruptor had catalyzed a reevaluation of humanity's role in the galaxy, and the implications were profound. As the discussions grew more animated, the Galactic Council convened a formal vote to determine the path forward regarding humanity's status among the galactic civilizations. The delegates took their seats in the circular chamber, the soft glow of holographic displays illuminating their features, reflecting the growing respect that had taken root. The time had come to decide how to move forward in light of their newly gained insights. Let us not forget the fear that has governed our perceptions of humanity, began Kalen, a member of the Hernax delegation, a species known for their analytical prowess and cautious approach to interspecies relations. While we have seen remarkable resilience, we must approach this with caution. We cannot ignore the dangers of a race that can turn the very instruments of destruction into tools for survival. Caution is warranted, another delegate, Rykor of the Krillian Empire, echoed. His leathery skin glistened in the chamber's ambient light, reflecting his serious demeanor. However, we must also consider the potential benefits of an alliance with humanity. If they can withstand our most advanced weapons, what other contributions might they offer in terms of technology, philosophy, and culture? The discussions deepened as the delegates weighed the dichotomy of fear and opportunity. Alexandra listened intently, her heart racing as she recognized that the tide was turning. The skepticism that had surrounded humanity was beginning to dissipate, replaced by a cautious optimism. Yet she understood the necessity of addressing the council's concerns. Stepping forward, she addressed the assembly with a calm assurance. I appreciate your desire for caution, but I urge you to consider the lessons we've learned from our interactions today. Humanity is not defined solely by its survival instincts. We are creators, innovators, and thinkers. We have the capacity for compassion and collaboration. With a flick of her wrist, she summoned a new holographic display, showcasing the myriad ways in which humans had contributed to their own planet and beyond. Images of diverse cultural achievements, art, music, scientific discoveries filled the chamber, illustrating the depth and richness of human civilization. We are capable of great things when we work together. Our survival has taught us resilience, but it has also inspired creativity and empathy. It is this spirit that we bring to the table. The delegates exchanged glances, clearly moved by her words. Alexandra could sense a shift, a blossoming of understanding that went beyond mere statistics and strategies. They were beginning to see humanity not just as a curiosity or a primitive race, but as a vital partner in the galactic community. "I propose," interjected Aelin, a Zethrian delegate known for their diplomatic acumen, "that we consider a new framework for our interactions with humanity. Let us not treat them merely as subjects or potential threats, but as allies whose unique strengths could complement our own." A murmuring agreement rippled through the assembly as more delegates began to voice their support for establishing an alliance rather than a stance of dominance. The prospect of collaboration began to take shape, a vision of shared endeavors that could benefit all involved. Alexandra felt a swell of hope. This was the moment she had envisioned, a turning point that could lead to a brighter future. "Furthermore," Rykor added, his voice resonating with conviction, "we must not overlook the potential risks. If humanity possesses the capacity to withstand our most formidable weapons, what might this imply for their military capabilities? We cannot ignore the possibility that such resilience could lead to unforeseen consequences." As discussions intensified, the room was rife with conflicting emotions. Some delegates advocated for caution, urging that any alliances should come with strict guidelines and mutual agreements to prevent any possible misuse of technology or power. Others countered that the benefits of collaboration far outweighed the risks. "Perhaps a trial period of collaboration would be wise," suggested Kalen, drawing upon his species' affinity for methodical progress. "Let us test the waters before fully integrating humanity into our galactic community. Joint research initiatives, cultural exchanges, these could pave the way for deeper trust and understanding." The idea of a trial period sparked a flurry of ideas, with delegates proposing various initiatives to foster collaboration. From scientific endeavors to cultural exhibitions, the assembly began to outline a framework for engagement that would not only allow for cautious exploration, but also encourage a deeper appreciation for what humanity could offer. As the discussions progressed, Alexandra felt a mix of exhilaration and apprehension. While the prospect of partnership was thrilling, she knew that the road ahead would require patience and persistence. Humanity had been on the fringes of galactic relations for too long, and now they stood at a pivotal crossroads. The Council ultimately reached a consensus, agreeing to formalize a new alliance with humanity. However, they also emphasized the importance of setting boundaries and protocols to ensure that collaboration remained beneficial and respectful. Alexandra listened intently as they outlined terms for this newfound partnership, opportunities for joint research, cultural exchanges, and a shared commitment to peace and understanding. "Let it be known," Aelin declared, standing before the assembly, "that we recognize humanity as a valuable ally in the galactic community. We extend our hand in friendship, but we also recognize the need for mutual respect and caution. Together, we can forge a path that enriches all our civilizations." As the chamber erupted in applause, Alexandra felt a wave of relief wash over her. They had done it. Humanity had shifted from a position of vulnerability to one of partnership. The respect that had blossomed in the council chamber signified a new era, one where cooperation and understanding could thrive. In that moment, Alexandra reflected on the journey that had brought her to Zalthar Station. She had come seeking an alliance to benefit Earth, but what she had discovered was a deeper truth: the potential for unity among disparate civilizations, bound together by their shared experiences and resilience. The Council's decision marked a pivotal moment, not just for humanity, but for the entire galaxy. It was a testament to the power of understanding, a reminder that even in the face of fear and misunderstanding, connections could be forged through respect and collaboration. The stories of humans facing insurmountable odds would now echo across the stars, inspiring others to look beyond their differences and embrace the possibilities that lay in unity. As the meeting adjourned, Alexandra felt a renewed sense of purpose. The journey ahead would not be easy, but with the support of the Galactic Council, humanity was poised to take its rightful place among the stars, a partner in a vast and intricate tapestry of life, where resilience and collaboration reigned supreme. The dust of the historic council meeting had settled, but the ramifications of Alexandra Rodriguez's encounter at Zalthar Station continued to ripple through the galaxy. What had begun as a skeptical gathering of alien civilizations contemplating humanity's relevance had transformed into a resounding celebration of potential and cooperation. As the news of their new alliance spread, a palpable shift occurred in the cosmic landscape, altering perceptions of humanity across the stars. As Alexandra returned to Earth, she felt the weight of her role as an ambassador heavier than ever. The shuttle's viewport framed the vibrant blue and green orb of her home planet, a sight that always filled her with pride and nostalgia. But now she viewed it through the lens of possibility, a beacon of resilience, and a symbol of humanity's newfound standing in the galaxy. The stories of her experiences at Zalthar Station, her spa day transformation, and the Galactic Council's decision would soon become legend, a source of inspiration for her people. Upon her arrival, the reaction was electric. Crowds gathered at spaceports, news networks buzzed with updates, and social media platforms erupted with enthusiasm. Deathworlder was no longer a term tinged with mockery. It had morphed into a badge of honor. Alexandra was celebrated not just for her survival, but for her role in bridging the vast chasm between humanity and the advanced civilizations that had previously viewed them as little more than curiosities. In the weeks that followed, the initial shock of the Council's decision gave way to excitement as initiatives for collaboration took shape. Human scientists began to engage with their alien counterparts, sharing knowledge and exploring new technologies. Projects sprang to life, ranging from joint research in biotechnology to cultural exchanges that showcased Earth's rich heritage of art, music, and innovation. Each interaction broke down the barriers that had long separated humanity from the rest of the galaxy. Alexandra played a pivotal role in these efforts, participating in conferences that highlighted humanity's unique capabilities. With each presentation, she shared not only their advancements, but also the spirit of Earth, its challenges, triumphs, and the unwavering determination of its people. The stories she recounted resonated with her audience, a blend of caution and admiration woven into the fabric of their conversations. Delegates from various species began to see Earth not just as a planet, but as a repository of lessons learned through adversity. Despite the positive momentum, challenges remained. Some factions within the Galactic Council voiced concerns about the implications of humanity's resilience. Fear lingered that their adaptability could lead to unforeseen disruptions within the galactic balance. Alexandra understood these concerns all too well. The history of civilizations was rife with tales of unintended consequences stemming from underestimating others. Thus, she advocated for transparency and open dialogue, emphasizing that humanity's strength lay not in subjugation, but in collaboration. The first major joint project, a comprehensive study on environmental resilience, exemplified this spirit. Researchers from Earth partnered with scientists from the Zethrian delegation, who specialized in advanced ecological systems. Together, they sought to develop sustainable practices that could benefit both Earth and other planets facing environmental crises. The partnership symbolized a shift from a solitary existence to a collaborative approach, an acknowledgement that the survival of one species could enhance the survival of many. As the collaborations flourished, a palpable shift in the dynamics of interstellar relations became evident. Once wary of humanity's unpredictable nature, the alien civilizations began to embrace their presence. The narrative of the primitive Earthlings faded, replaced by a newfound respect for their resilience and ingenuity. Humanity was no longer merely an anomaly. They were emerging as a formidable player in the galactic arena. In various corners of the galaxy, the tales of Alexandra's experiences began to influence attitudes and beliefs. On the Scythorian homeworld, an artist inspired by her story created a mural that depicted the fusion of human and alien cultures, symbolizing the potential for unity in diversity. The mural became a gathering point for discussions about interspecies cooperation, sparking ideas and initiatives that transcended their planetary boundaries. As time went on, the Galactic Council formalized humanity's membership, granting them representation alongside established species. This milestone was celebrated not just as a victory for Alexandra, but for every human who had ever faced adversity. It was a powerful testament to the idea that resilience was not merely about survival. It was about thriving, about finding one's place in a cosmos that was vast and often unkind. Looking ahead, Alexandra saw the potential for humanity's rising influence to extend far beyond the boundaries of their own solar system. The lessons learned from their encounters with alien civilizations could inspire new ways of thinking about conflict resolution, environmental stewardship, and technological advancement. As humans and aliens worked side by side, they would craft a narrative of cooperation that would echo through the ages, a legacy rooted in mutual respect and shared aspirations. As Alexandra stood on the balcony of her residence, overlooking the bustling city, she felt a deep sense of gratitude. The stars above twinkled with possibilities, each one a reminder of the countless worlds waiting to be explored. Humanity was no longer confined to the shadows. They had stepped into the light, their influence expanding like the universe itself. The tale of Alexandra Rodriguez would become one of many, inspiring future generations of humans to dream beyond their terrestrial limitations. They would venture forth, not as conquerors, but as explorers, curious, resilient, and determined to forge alliances that would enrich not only their own species, but the entire galaxy. In that moment of reflection, Alexandra understood that resilience was not just about enduring. It was about transforming challenges into opportunities for growth and collaboration. As stories of humanity's tenacity spread throughout the galaxy, a new era dawned, one where hope, unity, and resilience would guide their journey into the stars. The tapestry of life in the cosmos was woven with threads of diverse civilizations, and humanity had firmly secured its place within that intricate design, ready to contribute its unique colors to the grand narrative of existence. With this new chapter unfolding, Alexandra felt an unwavering optimism for the future. Together, they could face the unknown, navigate the complexities of interstellar relations, and build a galaxy defined by cooperation rather than conflict. Humanity's rising influence was just the beginning, a testament to the boundless possibilities that awaited them among the stars.